Hi, and welcome back
Hey
to
guys.
episode eight of Everyday People
People.
Potty. Woo, woo, woo.
So good. So good.
Yes,
Yeah.
episode eight. And yeah, we just want to have a conversation and
Want
shit.
to say hey, want to say sup. We
Yeah,
want to chat about life
yeah,
and journeying struggles and things like that. So I think that's literally what we're going to start with because when we contemplate like what we're going to actually chat about, the thing that we always come back with is struggles. And that's something that we want to normalize. We want to be able to normalize talking about what we struggle with.
yes.
And yeah, we had a bit of a chat before we started the potty and we thought, perfect. We know exactly what we're going to be chatting about. So we're literally going to talk about the struggles that we've had today.
Yeah,
As simple as that.
yeah,
In this very present moment where we're at.
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, because like everyone has these struggles. I feel like we're not alone in this. Having conversations with other people, we've definitely
Yeah.
heard their challenges with that as well. So we just want to normalize it. We just want to normalize the conversations, and I think to get out there to get people talking about it. Don't
Try and bottle it up.
yeah, and suffer it alone. Like I think that's just going to get kind of real and probably a little bit.
Oh, we love
I was
real.
going to say it could even get dark, but um, you know, that's why I feel like we have a lot of anxiety, depression, dark thoughts because we bottle it up and we don't allow it out. We're not willing to, we're scared, frightened, ashamed to talk to someone. Now, obviously, you have to be wise in who you speak to. Make sure they're a trusted friend, or maybe you go higher than that and actually get a mentor, a coach, but
Yeah.
or or even more professional. You may need to see a doctor. You may like it. We shouldn't be ashamed of that because sometimes it can um it can go really bad if we don't actually deal with it. And I know that because I've also had a moment like I never could I never, it always blew my mind.
And it's a struggle to communicate
Yes, it is. Um,
effectively.
yes. And we think we are communicating, right?
Yeah.
But we actually aren't.
Like it's a
So
form of communication, but it's probably not the best way to communicate
yeah.
or deal with certain situations. So
Yeah. So basically we just want to talk about, the challenges and struggles that we faced today. And it's not the first time we've probably had these challenges.
yeah.
But we wanted to normalize it and just to show you the ebbs and flows of a day. Like
My goodness.
literally this could all happen in one day. And a moment in time where you can go from like on top of the world to crying to
Too big on top of the world again.
yeah, and that's actually good, and why it's good if we do it the way that we've done it today, I suppose. You're actually walking through it. One of the things for me that today was making sure I didn't resist. Which as we continue to talk, you can hear why what that was about. So yeah, so
yeah, just chat about more about that, I would say. Just like about how your morning was going so well.
Yeah.
And then
it started out I was gone through my morning routine as normal. My meditations, my devotions, and I went for a swim and I was active, moving my body. I had intentions, like I was pumped. I showed up for myself. And showing up for myself from a moving my body perspective. That is something tick that I wanted to.
Yeah.
The other stuff that like I'd been doing that's not that that's easy, but it was the out of the box for me because I'm trying to get back to this routine was the moving of my body. Did that. And I was on cloud nine to the point where someone, because I did a video message and someone's like, you're really chipper, you're smashing it out, you've got a plan and da 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 da. And I did. I felt like I was like, woo, we're on it, you know.
The importance of connection, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Just
that's
saying.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd actually sent out a couple of like I messaged a friend, messaged my coaches,
Coaches,
and
yeah.
you know, yeah, woo, top of the world.
Mm.
Off I go to do my day. And then I come into my day, and then I just, yeah, like I thought I was over that. Like
Yeah.
I was in, like I thought I was all over it. I thought I had uh a plan or something. Like I don't know. I don't know what I just thought it was good.
Mm.
I got a phone call, which effectively, I think between a phone call and a couple of things that I'd had in my head that I've been from a goal perspective that I want to achieve next year,
Yeah.
kind of negatively, like I had the excitement of it, but then the fear of it, or the old, so the
Yes.
new me, but the old patterns trying to spark up. So
Yeah.
there was that lingering. But I had this phone call, which I think before the phone call, I started getting this anxiousness. And I started feeling like I needed to rush. Like I had this rush effect,
Yeah.
like I've got to go, like I've got to
Mm.
go, go, go. And I was like, calm down. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
Um, then got this phone call, which parts of it triggered me. And I found myself saying something when I was like, oh geez, why did I react like that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And the reaction was I felt like again I was being pushed.
Mm.
And I was being controlled.
Yeah.
Just like automatically like wee for me.
Mm.
So I pulled myself up and then I got asked to go like, hey, like I need a coffee.
Mm.
I'll have a coffee. So I paused to go. And then next minute, I find myself resisting, but I find myself welling up in tears.
Yeah.
Going, oh my goodness, like I'm emotional. Like I'm
Mm.
now emotional. I think that's because I had a moment to pause. Like
To pause, to
I was,
process.
yeah, because I was like, no, hold up. You need to stop and restart effectively,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to do that, I need to pause,
Yeah.
breathe, recenter, keep going. So I paused. But on this drive, I just started crying.
Mm.
And I was like, don't try to figure this out. Just allow it.
Let it fall.
Let it fall. And I just let the tears fall.
Mm.
And they kept falling. And then got to my destination, sort of wiped my face and was like, cool. Like,
Yeah.
again, didn't try to necessarily process. Just if anything came up, I was like, oh, yep. Okay, I can see how that could have done that. Okay, processed the phone call, processed why that might have triggered me,
Mm.
processed that push and that anxiety. And part of that was on me.
Yeah.
Me pushing me.
Yeah.
Like, so that was my fault.
Yeah.
And then I think again, where I was triggered, again, I think it was me.
Mm.
Like someone said something,
Yeah.
but because of what was stirring in me internally,
The response was
yeah. And I was like,
yeah. Uppity up.
yeah, yeah. Shut the front door. So I had the break, I had the quick break and had general chit chat, and then went back refreshed.
Yeah, so good.
Went back and actually effectively wrote a list.
Yeah.
Effectively then just looked at the list and picked up one thing. And then just eventually like slowly built up that momentum, which is what I was trying to do in the first place, right?
The beauty of that is you embraced it. You embraced
Yes.
the emotions,
Yeah.
the feelings.
Yes.
And
True.
a part of you embracing that was pausing, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to pause a lot of the times because we don't want to feel.
That's right. I had to
And
walk through it,
people
right?
do all sorts of things to not want to feel, right?
Valid.
But the importance of feeling emotion. I mean, we were created with emotions for a reason. It's not by accident that we have
No.
emotions, guys.
That's right.
And we can see it as a negative thing,
Oh, 100%.
you know?
Not to end that, like to go in that, like I had then, when I'd come back, I had a moment of, oh my goodness, I'm a failure.
Yeah, wow.
I'm a failure because
wow.
I've gone from a high to now I've achieved, like I've buggered up. I haven't achieved anything today,
Yeah.
or I missed, and there was something else that happened that triggered that. I'd missed something. I didn't see something. And
how did you come out of that? How did you come out of that feeling of like, so your first thought was, I feel like a failure. How did
Yeah.
you navigate eventually getting back out of that?
The navigating out of that was, again, I was actually communicating with a fellow coach that I've connection,
yeah.
like
Mm.
that I work with,
Mm.
and I'd actually shared, like I'd shared the high with her,
Yeah, yeah,
I'd shared the low with
Yeah.
her, and then I came back and we were talking about how good was that we'd worked through the emotion, because I was, I did acknowledge that I wanted to resist, but I
Okay.
realized I had to walk through, right?
Yeah.
And then she pointed out how good it is to walk through it. And I was like, yeah, that's true. To then I had that thought of, oh, hang on a minute. Where did this failure idea come from? What? Because I'm possibly didn't pick something up, or
We're always
like,
so
so
hard on
I
ourselves as
like I realized I was hard on myself, and I peeled
and we
it.
expect way too much.
Correct. And I peeled
ourselves.
it back, and I actually connected with that person. And we had a
So-
bit of a chat.
Connection
Yeah.
was step one.
Yeah.
With someone that you can trust.
Yeah.
Step two was unpacking
Yeah.
that emotion, that feeling,
Yeah.
which really made you dig deeper.
Yeah.
And then actually looking at, well, choosing to look at it from a different perspective.
Yes. So that, like, unpacking was, I unpacked with myself, and then I unpacked with somebody else, and we navigated that, and then asking questions and going, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then creating an action, like, and then
an action plan
and
to
then just,
how to deal with the emotion won't go away.
No.
Like, we're always going to feel doubt at times. We're always going to have anxiety at times. Like, there are things that will keep triggering us. And if we have an action plan.
Yeah. Well, effectively, the action plan for me was actually getting work done.
Yeah. Wow.
Like,
wow.
so the action plan wasn't, oh, you need to do this. You need, like, as in, we think, I need to soothe myself. It wasn't even that. The action plan was physically me getting stuck into my work. And it was like, you're not a failure. That's not a thing. That was just an emotion.
So speaking positive and life.
Yeah, we all go through life.
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one that will go through this.
Amen.
And this is an ebb, like, to the point where this is an ebb and flow of, like, literally my thought was CEOs would go through this. Business owners go through this. This is not not a thing. I don't know.
But in saying that, I love what you said, because like, in like short, a lot of successful people go through a lot of struggles in order to get through, to go forward, to move forward. If you feel like you're not struggling at all in life, you're either avoiding it, and therefore you don't actually, there's no movement required, so you're kind of stagnant, kind of thing. Ouch.
Which isn't actually so that growth is uncomfortable, but it's actually rewarding, because you've actually taken the steps and done the thing. And like I said, that it was me then ticking off my list. Me then actually going, oh my God, I've done that job. Oh my God, I've done that. Because part of the anxiety was the fact that I needed to get stuff done. And part of the I failed was I made a mistake.
Yes, yeah,
and it wasn't actually a
a
mistake.
mistake.
It wasn't a mistake.
Mm.
Because when I actually looked at the truth of it, because I instantly went into, oh my God, I made a mistake.
That's where the panic mode and all the rest
Can
of it came.
can come
Yeah,
into it. But I was like, hang on
yeah,
a minute. No.
yeah.
I didn't find that out until after the fact. So
Mm,
in actual fact, nothing could have been done
mm,
until probably today anyway.
yeah.
So that ain't a mistake. It's just
I think that's a good thing
not
as well.
ideal,
It's like
right?
looking at the facts,
Yeah. And
you know?
because I could have easily and looking at the data part of that
Mm,
was for example, it was something had I'll give you an example, like something had been paid, we didn't know had been paid off or paid, and the date it was paid was like, say, Thursday. We didn't see it. I actually didn't see it until late Friday afternoon.
mm,
It didn't matter
yeah,
because if I like late Friday afternoon, still nothing could have been done until
mm,
today anyway, which is when it got done anyway. Like, do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So I had to be like, hang on a minute, because my initial thought was, oh, I've buggered up. Then I was like,
yeah,
no, I didn't.
mm,
Like there was other processes in there that I don't need to go on about, but it it wasn't a mistake, like, So I had to go through the really peeling back and the truths of it, the truth and not the
yeah, yeah,
the truth and not the what my crap brain was telling.
yeah,
Oh, well, the negative thoughts, not crap
yeah,
brain, I shouldn't say that. Um, so yeah, and then again, the action,
yeah,
doing the thing, going back to the list, getting stuff done, to then, you know, to then creating. I effectively created 2 plans today and feel like I've got an action plan for stuff tomorrow
mm,
and the rest of the week.
yeah. So good.
So yeah.
And knowing that there's leeway with that as well, because like,
Oh,
things don't always go to plan every day. And I think the more we expect from ourselves and outcomes is where things go wrong.
yeah.
And we tend to overthink because we're
Yeah.
like, we're so fixated on this. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's unpack that. Maybe,
Yeah.
it didn't happen the way that we wanted, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Guys.
100%. And I think too, the other thing with like, I had the list, right?
Mm,
But it wasn't the fact that I needed to get that list done. That wasn't the object of that list. Like that, the whole list wasn't me going, you have to nail that by today. No. I just needed to get a couple of things off that list.
yeah. Well, it's pretty much like a goal setter for the day. Like you look at the things that you need to do in the day, and that kind of helps you, tick things off that need to be done, like
Yeah.
on a day-to-day life, like
yeah.
in a day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Which is great. And that, guys, is a struggle. That is
Yeah.
literally struggle, and how we can learn to navigate that with actually facing the challenges, looking at the truths, connecting, finding someone that can help us navigate that.
Yeah.
That has a profession in that sort of field of work,
Yeah.
which is great. Like someone like a life coach like
Yeah.
yourself, Tans.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's who I actually connected with.
Mm.
I connected with a life coach that
Yeah.
I work with. And yeah, it makes a difference, we unpack. And so, not only do I coach, I get coached.
And I
That's
think
how
that's
I move
important
forward.
for people to know, is like, everyone needs somebody
Yeah.
to be able to unpack everyday struggles with.
Yeah.
And let's normalize that. Let's
Yeah, 100%.
normalize needing people
Yeah.
in our circle, in our world, that we can journey life with,
Yeah.
and be able to have uncomfortable conversations,
Yes.
which help us immensely
Yeah.
to get through a lot of things that we all struggle with
Yeah.
day to
I
day.
would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. How do
Oh,
you feel after that conversation?
that was great. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Like, yeah, hope they got some value out of it. Hope you
Yeah, I hope they
enjoy and continue to journey with us.
Yeah,
those
definitely.
type, kind of conversations that we want to continue to have as we talk about our struggles or our challenges or things we've learned as we continue to grow.
Yeah.
Other topics that we might
And
just
feel
wanna.
free to like reach out or send us a message if there's like questions that you may have on like things. We're happy, like we're no professionals or doctors and things like that, like therapy and whatnot. But
we don't know everything,
we
right?
don't know everything.
And that's
But
okay.
what we do know is we are confident to step out and to share
Yeah.
what we struggle with. Like we're
Yeah.
so open about that. And that's our heart. Our heart is to give people hope and to actually share the fact that
100%.
you matter.
Yes.
The fact that, you know,
Yes.
you're worth it.
You're worth it. Yes. Yes.
And that's something that I used to really cringe like badly about saying.
Wow. Yeah.
But now I can actually honestly say it. And the more I journey life and overcome things, I believe it so much more than I did when I first started.
I would agree with
So-
same for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's like, no, I deserve this. I'm worth it. And you know, because we do that for us, we then help and
We want
and
that for
usher along
others.
others, and we want that for others.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
definitely.
And we know that the benefit that it's given us.
Yeah.
So hope that blesses you today, and we look forward to you joining us in the next episode. Feel free to
reach out and follow our journeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
check us out.
Much
Bye.
love. Bye.
Bye.